How goes it, ladies and gentlemen of that humble internet? My name is Ryan, aka the Rye Man. If I sound less enthused, long story short, I had a dog die in my arms, and I wanted to just get my mind off things, so I decided to hop on here for more Katawa Shoujo. One, like I said, to get my mind off of things. Two, I'm trying to wrap up some playthroughs, mainly these visual novels I'm going through, to clear my schedule up. We got October right around the corner, and I wanted to get into some new playthroughs by then. And also clear up some more time for me to do some World War II Online videos. Some really, really short ones, mostly about me trying to learn how to fly again with a joystick. No, there's no webcam for this. I honestly don't have the energy. That being said, let's see if we can lift our spirits. You and me together. Take my hand. Someone take my hand, but don't actually take my hand. Theoretically, hypothetically, mentally take my hand. And let's do this. Thank fuck. Emmy's practice should be finishing up soon. I throw on some casual clothes and head for the track. We're in Act 3, right? Right? Yes. And we just hit Act 3. There's 4 acts for this. I gotta try and do some double time. I am off tonight, and these are very, very light in labor in terms of recording. I think I can power through. If you guys, some of you guys can just bear with me a little bit for a Katawa Shoujo marathon, I think I can do this. Somehow I get the feeling we won't be doing anything fancy for dinner. Dinner, you call that a date? You should take one of my usual methods of dating. It usually involves a couple of bottles of alcohol, high caliber firearms, and a lot of zombie shooting. It's my idea of a good date. Emmy doesn't strike me as the very fancy sort of person. Still, I suppose there's a lot I have yet to know about Emmy. Despite our newfound closeness, I still feel like I don't know her as well as I should. I still feel like we need to put a landmine on the... Oh! That would be the best! My original thought was like trying to stage an assassination of the team captain, because I'm pretty sure he's trying to mac on Emmy. And you know, I'm the jealous type, so I defend my territory. I guess I should go out there for all the ladies. If you ever date me, other people that you talk to might be on a list. But anyway, this whole track and field thing, the whole running thing, how much better would it be if there were obstacles in the way? And I'm not talking about the running, those little hurdle things you jump over. I'm talking like real obstacles, like landmines, barbed wire, and like maybe someone shooting a machine gun. I'm gonna work it out when I'm at work next time. feel free to... Oh, he's making good timing, folks. He's rounding the corner. He's leading the pack by a mile. He's almost across the finish line, and holy shit! I should make sports. That's kind of like similar to my idea of putting random landmines out in the outfield of baseball. It would definitely spice things up. Landmines usually spice things up. Ah, well. I have lots of... Am I actually recording decently? Okay. Oh, well, I have lots of time to fix that. To be honest, I'm looking forward to getting to know her more. With landmines. Sammy's got an advantage, because if she hits a landmine, she's already missing her legs. I'm so caught up in my own thoughts that I hardly registered I'm already at the track. Emmy's nowhere to be found. I don't even see any signs of the track team. This could be embarrassing. I turn to head towards the girls' dormitory when I hear a shout. Do I right now have the mental capacity to do the Emmy voice? Fuck it. We're keeping our minds off. Hey, so! I'm now capturing the mental image of this outfit. Folks, I'm actually right now trying to make a video game. I'm trying to make a fighter game, and I know nothing about fighters. If anyone knows anything about making fighting games, I'm trying to make a Katawa Shoujo versus Doki Doki Literature Club fighting game. I turn around to see Emmy making a beeline for me with a gym bag slung over her shoulder. She's changing to some decidedly more casual clothing, a pair of shorts, and an olive green top. Her running blades have been replaced with more realistic-looking legs that probably wouldn't fool anyone. Emmy doesn't seem to care about that, a fact which makes me smile. Hey, you came! I mean, I figured you would, but still. I suddenly found myself wrapped in a rather affectionate hug, and it proves to be impossible to keep my brain. Impossible for me to keep what must be the world's biggest grin off my face. Well, of course I came. Stop putting emphasis on came. I'd be crazy not to, right? Emmy ponders for a moment. You know, that's true. I mean, I'm pretty amazing after all. I shrug in response. I certainly think so. It's an offhand remark, which is why I'm surprised to see that it seems to have caught Emmy by surprise. She blushes and smiles warmly at me before planting a kiss on my lips. Oh, hot that oh. The Emmy is probably the Emmy route. This one was simple. I really feel like every other girl that we've been with in every other season, there's been like at least 16 hurdles to jump through. Emmy's like, hey, you're cute. Hey, I think you're cute too. Hey, let's make out. Bam. So the fact now remains, with so much story left, what goes horribly, horribly, horribly wrong? I'm gonna have to fight for this woman, like with the track team captain. I'm sensing Yakuza style combat, ripping our shirts off, Yakuza style, on a rooftop in a rainstorm while the whole building is burning down. Now it's my turn to be surprised. Emmy steps back, resting her weight on her back heel, looking pleased with herself. My brain fumbles for an appropriate response. Ellipses. I should compliment you more often. You know, I should I have like I feel like for extra bits of cash for my hobby that is Let's Playing, do shirts, but I don't know what kind of shirts I would do. I'm not good at that kind of shit, because part of me would be like, hey, what if I did like a shirt that said ellipses? No, Ryan. Emmy laughs and gives me a playful shove. Jerk! I throw an arm around Emmy's shoulders, and pleased when she immediately leans into me as if it was the most natural thing in the world. So where to? I'm not actually sure. Well, while we're on the topics of this relationship path being the easiest, why don't we just skip like the next 40 hurdles and go straight to your room? Where do people go on dates around here anyway? Well, there's the Shanghai! And then there's the Shanghai. That's a damn good question. I've got no idea. Why don't we just head down to the Oromar and grab something portable? Emmy's face brightens at this idea. A picnic! I think you're onto something, Hisao. Emmy snakes her arm around my waist, and we begin to head for the front gate. I'm entirely unsure what I'm meant to do in this situation, but at least Emmy seems to be equally clueless. Despite the relaxing feeling of being with Emmy, I still can't help feeling a little tense. What if I do something wrong? I think at this point, dude, with the way this route's been going, the only thing you can do wrong is Start talking about daddy issues. I'd hate to make an ass out of myself. No, that's my job. A trip to the Oromori is accompanied by Emmy's chatter about how practice went. I keep quiet for the most part, merely enjoying the warmth of being around Emmy. We get a few odd looks from passers-by, but I don't mind. Why the oh, because of her legs. Okay. We wind up buying some bread and instant noodles, realizing too late that we cannot actually cook the latter in the park. Not with that attitude. Not with that attitude. Oh well, I'll make it for lunch or something. That'll work. The park is located after a brief loss of direction that I blame entirely on Emmy. She, of course, blames me. You're already a fucking married couple. Something shook oh, that was my gun. We find a spot beneath the tree to sit down. I lean back against the trunk. Emmy sits across from me. I guess we should have brought a blanket or something to sit on, huh? Yeah, we really have no idea what the fuck we're doing. Emmy shrugs. I don't mind. Neither do I. Emmy tosses me a package of bread and we dig in. Curry bread. Interesting. You didn't even fucking check what bread you were buying. I guess I wasn't really pick. So, I'm gonna keep a hammer in my desk drawer. That every time you do something retarded, I'm gonna beat something in my close proximity to death. But in the meantime, I can't do that, so I'll just crack open a cold one with the boys. You fucking schmutt. It tastes like ass. Hey, so you look like your bread's a little spicy. No, sir. I shake my head, trying in vain to keep an image of manliness. Dude, that went out the window when you dropped from a heart attack like a bitch at the start of this adventure. No, it's hardly spicy at all. That is not what your asshole is going to be saying to you in like 6 to 8 hours. I see. That must be why your face has gotten so red. All because I'm taking in your beauty, my dear. Yes, exactly. The lack of spice has gotten my blood up. Because of the disappointment. Emmy laughs and swallows the last of her bread. Well, if you can't handle it, I'll be glad to take it off your hands. Hey, just because you wolfed down yours so quickly doesn't mean I'm going to give you mine. Don't think I haven't forgotten about you taking my pie, or was it cake? You took my pastry. You took my dessert. And one of these days, I will have my goddamn revenge on you. I don't know how. I don't know when. It'll be something painful. I think I'm just going to see an obvious poor choice to make when it turns to the fate of this adventure, and we'll see. Emmy mock pouts, causing me nearly a choke on my bread with laughter. Oh, come on, Hisao! Don't talk with your mouth full of liquid. Aren't you supposed to be concerned with making sure I've got enough to eat now? That's not until we're married, bitch. We're dating, you know. Though, Emmy looks troubled all of a sudden. I can't say I feel any different. Are you supposed to? Who are those 3 schmucks in the background? I feel like one of these days I'm going to find that out. What do you mean by that? What makes this a date? It's just what we have done anyway. It's simple. Dating is what you would normally do with your female friends, only usually at the end, you do something that's probably going to make me have to censor this fucking video, and I'm not in the censoring mood. So this may be my coup de grace from YouTube, because I don't feel like editing right now. But this should feel different, because before, when we had lunch, we were friends, and now we're a level above friends. You sound like Ren. Laughter escapes and Emmy grins. Well, she might have put the thought into my mind. There's that belch out of the way. You know, Ren's the kind of girl... Nothing against the girl. I love the girl. She had a great season last season. Ren's the kind of girl that I feel like would hear you and your significant other having sex in the other room and decide to just walk in. I have that assumption about the woman because I'm that kind of person. Of course, I don't just walk in, mind you. I have a friend, I'm not going to say his name. He'll probably speak up in the comments if he wants to. I have a friend who can attest to this because he left his Discord on, or his Skype on at the time, and he was having the sexy time with a female. And I decided to go, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka. And I just hear the stirring. And you just hear faintly, what is that? And my buddy's like, I left my Skype on. So, who is that? It's Ryan. I'll go take care of him. And there's just me going, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka, ooga, ooga, ooga chaka. I can't stop this feeling. Ryan? Yes, friend I won't mention the name of. What have I ever told you about participating? Don't participate. What are you doing, Ryan? Participating. Pew. The best part about this story is that she broke up with him over this. I'm entirely sorry to my buddy. Oh, we've talked about this sort of thing before. Really? About me? Not really, just stuff, really. Ren thinks that change the label from friend to girlfriend seems arbitrary most of the time. Like there's no difference between the two. I can think of at least one, you know. Alright, future me, if you feel like editing, I want you to find something. I just want you to find a picture of someone, like, shaking their eyebrows. Not... It's a V word. Not vigorously. Violently. That's the way. That's the word. Oh, never mind. My mind has just gone completely in the gutter then. I apologize. You don't tend to kiss your friends quite as much. For the second time today, Amy blushes slightly and giggles. I suppose you're right. Exactly. I'm always right about about things like this. Amy rolls her eyes and chuckles. Guess you're pretty smart, huh? Not really. I'm sitting here at like 9:30 in the morning, sipping on a can that I don't feel like telling you what it is. Dead dog upstairs. Playing fucking Katawa Shoujo. Does that sound like a genius to you? I'm not in agreement anyway. Yep. Even Oto thinks so. He thinks I should go to some scientific study after graduation. Emmy raises an eyebrow. Oh, really? Should I stutter? Yeah, I think I'm actually might do just that. Really, the more I consider the idea, the more it appeals to me. I make a mental note to look into it a little more closely. So what are you thinking of doing after graduation? Still planning on running? Emmy shrugs, seeming almost a bit hesitant. I don't know. If I'm good enough, I can find a team, I guess. You mean you aren't sure? I haven't really thought about it, to be honest. Really? You probably should, you know. Graduation isn't that far off. Emmy fidgets a little nervously. Yeah, well, it's far enough, right? Not really. Boy, like, your brains must be the size of your tits. Oh my god, that's gonna be the greatest line to say to someone in the future. Y'all are free to use that line. Your brains must be the size of your tits. Besides, I've got other things to think about. There's a mischievous flash behind Emmy's eyes, and I suddenly find myself gloriously pinned against the tree. Lady, we are in public? Like making sure this is a real date, right? I mean, if we don't kiss, then it's not a date at all, right? I suppose... Strawberries and curry. Not the best combination, says you. I've once had chocolate and barbecue sauce. But I don't think I mind. Emmy sits back on my legs and grins again. There! Science would approve, right? I have the honest mental image of Toe nodding seriously and making a mark on some checklist. I can't help laughing at the idea. Well, I'll admit, this is the first time I've witnessed a kiss being made with laughter. Should I feel offended? I don't know. No. I'm sure science approves. Emmy beams at me, and I find it increasingly difficult to keep my brain functioning properly. Oh, good! It is at this point I notice that Emmy's stolen the remainder of my curry bread. That fucking... She stole my food again. You... What the H-E double fuck? Emmy tries to look innocent, but I'm reaching for my hammer anyway. But considering she just crammed the last bits of my bread into her mouth, it doesn't appear to be working. Hisao, you two are now dating. It is now within your legal limit to go into her mouth and get your bread. I'm making the new meaning of the phrase, let's get this bread. Artists, to your photoshops. Cunt! A shrug from my companion is all I get in response. You used your feminine wiles on me. I wasn't that hungry anyway. That doesn't matter. It's the fucking principle of the matter. Emmy seems confused by the phrase feminine wile, but the understanding dawns on her features after a moment's thought. Wasn't anything of the sort. You were laughing. Feminine wiles don't involve laughing. I guess I can't argue with this. I will argue with anything. I will argue against this. That doesn't change your thievery. Emmy laughs at my injured tone and gives me a playful shove. Fine, you can have the instant noodles. I will eat them raw. In front of you right now with a spiteful look on my face. Are you kidding? That stuff's terrible. If anything, you should definitely eat it as punishment. Another laugh from the girl sitting on my legs. Both of which have fallen asleep by now. What the actual fuck was that? I twitch one leg trying to wake it up, which has the unintended effect of unbalancing Emmy, who falls on the side with a startled eep! Whoopsie doodle! You fell off my noodle! Whoopsie doodle, you fell off my noodle! Whoopsie I stand up, a little shakily, feeling the nerves of my legs return to normal. My eyes wander over the scenery before fixing on a figure of Emmy, who's yet to get up. Her hair is splayed out around her head, her arms are spread, and laughter is bubbling up through her mouth. Everything about Emmy seems condensed into this one image. Her energy, her spirit, her child is giggling. The urge to lay down on the grass with her rises swiftly from the back of my mind to the forefront of my thoughts, and indeed I am convinced that I would love nothing more than to do just that. Unfortunately, the sun has set, and it's probably time for us to get back before the volatiles come out and play. While Emmy may be happy to stay here all night, I don't think I have that ability. Besides, homework soon beckons. It wouldn't make sense to start thinking about things like university and then slack off, would it? I extend a hand to Emmy to help her up. We should probably get going. Emmy makes a sour face. Bitch, I will turn this whole entire season around. You're right. Emmy grabs my proffered hand, and I pull her to her prosthetics and into a hug. This time, I'm the one who kisses her, unable to resist having Emmy against me. Seems a shame to leave, you know? Yeah, it does. But if we don't get back to the school soon, we'll probably get into trouble. Emmy pokes me in the ribs playfully. Bitch, I have arrhythmia. Don't poke me there. And you need to do your homework, I'm sure. Oh god, that one almost delved into Misha. Sadly, you're absolutely right. I throw my arm around her shoulders, and we make the trek back to the school, accompanied by occasional bouts of laughter as our conversation jumps from subject to subject. Everything from running to school to a particular way that one of the cafeteria workers smells. All too soon we find ourselves outside the girls' dormitory building. Well, I guess I'll be going then. I guess so, huh? Emmy grins at me again with that mischievous look. Are you going to be able to survive without me? Bet you have no idea what the fuck I'm able to survive. I laugh. I'm sure I'll manage. How terrible. Aren't you supposed to say something like, I'll be counting the seconds you are away? Nah, I don't think so. Emmy pulls me down into a quick goodbye kiss and steps back, looking unexpectedly shy. Thanks for dinner. We had bread. I really had fun. Honestly, I did. So did I. I think we shall have to do it again sometime. Emmy laughs at my deadpan delivery and nods. See you bright and early tomorrow morning, right? You gotta run off that bread after all. Of course, despite the fact that you ate most of it. Yes, despite that. See you later, Hisao. I'm gonna have my vengeance on that woman. As Emmy turns to head inside, I notice something weird. Something so weird that I'm surprised I didn't notice it earlier. She's limping slightly, favoring the left leg. Hey, Emmy! Why are you crippled? Is your leg okay? Emmy looks confused, or at least fakes confusion. What are you talking about? Your right leg. You're limping. You're limping more than a one-legged person is working at the IHOP. There's a briefest flash of concern on Emmy's face. Either she didn't want me to know, or she didn't think I'd notice. Or I prefer to think she just didn't realize it. Oh, that! She shrugs casually. Must have got knocked a little out of alignment during the picnic. No idea what would have caused that, of course. I think back to being pinned under the tree. Ah! You should have told me. We could have stopped and fixed it, you know. Emmy waves a hand airily. Nah, it's not that big of a deal. Don't worry about it, okay, Sal? It's fine. If there's anything that I know of all my years of being on this earth, that when the woman tells you it's fine, kill something in sacrifice. You do not let it rest with this bitch! Let this be phase 1 of my vengeance! I'm gonna make you uncomfortable, cause you stole my food! Are you absolutely sure? Did I pick the right one? Okay. I was not paying attention to that choice. You don't want to go ahead and adjust it before heading up the stairs? You could get hurt if you don't, right? I said it was fine, Hisao. Betcha I will carry you. Seriously, don't worry about it. I have to worry. We're dating. I'm gonna be that guy. Why must everything out of your mouth be a lie, woman? I've got some experience in these matters, after all. Yeah, I suppose so. Emmy grins reassuringly. Honestly, Isao, I appreciate the concern, but I really am okay. Now, really, I need to get going. Your attempts to keep me around are doomed to fail. Of course. Just prolonging the goodbye, I suppose. Another grin lights up Emmy's face. Good night, Hisao. Good night. As she limps inside, I find myself hoping she's okay, despite her assurances that she's fine. I think I can call this a successful first date. Nothing died, but it's still okay. Hell, any day that ends with Emmy pinning me under a tree to kiss me can't be bad, can it? I head back to my room, mentally thanking the gods that Kenji doesn't ambush me in the hallway and get started on my homework. The morning is far too early for my taste. It doesn't help that I had trouble sleeping last night. There were simply too many things to think about. My mind refused to slow down, and every time that I tried to turn over, my kickstand kept me from doing so. Instead, I'm gonna end it there. I'm gonna end it there. Did that save? That saved. Invisible rock. Okay. Goodbye.